Brightest blessings, this is Raven, and today we're just going to have a quick flip through of my little apothecary info booklet that I showed in the previous video of my altar show round. I also wanted to just apologise for not uploading very many videos in the last couple of weeks. I am really struggling with the fibromyalgia at the moment, which is then causing other issues. And I've also had a move round of my living room, so all my craft stuff is out of the way, including all of my filming stuff. So I'm having to sort of film this by hand at the moment. So sorry if it's a little bit shaky. I will try and keep it as still as possible. And other than the fibro, I've been really busy stocking my Etsy shop and stocking my friend's shop in Pershore, close to where I live in the UK. She's kindly selling some of my journals and ephemeras and various other things, so I've been busy doing that too. So let's have a little look through this then. So I set this up as something that just sits on my altar with all of the different herbs, spices, ingredients and things that I have in my altar, so that it's like a quick reference book, because I don't have the best memory, and especially with the fibromyalgia, even the simplest of things I will forget. So all I've done is put little things here that I'm likely to use that particular ingredient for. So if I come to my altar and I want to do a protection spell jar, I can flick through this and find all the ingredients that I know I have and, you know, create that. Sorry for the glare there. So these are just very simple and easy to do. These are actually keyring holders, keyring rings, because I didn't have any of the snapshot journaly ones, so I just put them on there. This paper originally was in a Filofax, but because it got a bit chunky and I wanted to be able to add more, I just put them on here for now. So hopefully this is close enough that you're able to see some of the things that are written down, and I'll try and go a little bit slow, so if you want to pause the video and screenshot, you're welcome to do so. And what I tend to do is, if I do get something new that I've not used before, I'll make up a page for what I'm going to use it for, or what I might want to use it for, so that then I know it's definitely there. And I sort of make post-it notes in my diary if I start getting low on something, so that I know I need to harvest more or go out and buy more. And a lot of the things that are in here you can get from supermarkets now or online quite easily. A lot of these things I will grow, like dead nettle. I grow myself in my garden. I'm lucky enough to have a really large garden, so I'm able to grow quite a lot of things. There's also a lot in here that you may be able to go out and forage, depending on what's in your local area. And you can see I don't go into masses of detail, it's just little snippets, so that, you know, it's a quick reference guide. The majority of the things in here, such as pomegranate, it's not, I have pomegranate, and what I do is I dry them. and then make them into a powder. So I have sort of a pomegranate powder, but there's no reason why if I went to the supermarket and bought a pomegranate, I couldn't use the pomegranate as it is as well. I'd imagine a lot of the things in here are things that you've probably used before, and if not, you've at least heard of them, so they should be easy enough for you to get hold of. If this has inspired you to have such a broad spectrum of things on your altar in your little apothecaries. Wisteria, one of my favourites. And it's quite obvious to see now that it's not in any particular order. It was just a case of going through my apothecary, and whichever item I pulled out first was on one side and whatever I pulled out next was on the other. It's not in alphabetical order, which, you know, would have made things a little bit easier. But for now, this serves me well. And because I use it regularly, I sort of know roughly where things are in here. And this one has a little flip because I use dandelion a lot, and I literally use all three parts. So it was a case of being able to fit everything on. Now, obviously, dragon's blood doesn't mean actual dragon's blood. That's resin. There's probably a few things in here that you weren't expecting to see, or something that you might not have thought about, such as oats. And the culmination of all my herbs and my collection, I've been collecting for sort of 15 years now. So, you know, the things that I've had for, you know, a long time. And when I've found a new spell, or, you know, done some research on a particular flower or herb or spice, and I've decided to go ahead and purchase some, this is a nice way then of connecting with each of those. Because I make a lot of my own natural products, as you've seen in my Kitchen Witch Book of Shadows, you know, sorts of soaps and and hair products and things. Things like oats you wouldn't necessarily think about magically, but you do if you're going to make your own things and you're thinking about what magically it can do for you. I hope this will give you some ideas of things that you might like to try, as in ingredient wise, but this didn't take very long to do. It doesn't take long when you get a new herb or flower or, you know, what have you, to just spend half an hour to an hour doing a bit of research online or in books, whatever you're most comfortable with, and just writing down the key information that you find is most important. And putting it all together. And a lot of this information is in my Books of Shadows as well. This is just sort of the quick version, as I said, a quick reference guide, because I don't want to be pulling out my Book of Shadows all the time. This just sits on my altar. It's, you know, it's not very big. You can see I've got inches on here. So when it's closed, you're talking 5 inches really. It doesn't take up a lot of space. This can obviously be made in all different sizes, depending on the amount that you have. If you don't intend on having lots and lots, but like the idea of having a little apothecary booklet, there's no reason why you couldn't make a small little one. I always ensure that all of the things that I have use by dates on. So this is all about wax. So as you can see, we've started with beeswax here. There's more this side, and then moving on to soy wax and palm wax, because myself and my coven do enjoy making candles. We use it as part of our Sabbath rituals quite often. And then this is just some little bits about different types of magic that I may need to call upon, that I don't do necessarily all the time. And a lot of this can interact with the stuff that I've got in the apothecary. So that's why it's here. It's not just sort of a reference list for the herbs. It's also about the magic I can use them in. So this is where things become, to some, a little bit dark, but it's not always. So, you know, animal bones and human hair and things like that. And teeth, this was an interesting thing, because I have all of my baby teeth from when I was a child, and I obviously have my daughters, and it's one of those things that you want to keep as a memento, but at the same time, there may be times when I don't need to keep those things. But when I was researching, you know, teeth in magic, I actually found that it could be quite a powerful source. If I'm making protection for myself, there's no reason why I couldn't grind up one of my baby teeth and add that to the spell bottle. That's adding a piece of me, or adding my hair, as in the previous page. Or with blood magic, adding, you know, a little bit of my own blood. A lot of the times, things that you think are dark are not dark, or, you know, classed as black magic or what have you. It's not necessarily that. It's the way it's used and the intention. I would class myself as a very balanced person, so I embrace both. So here this is talking about different types of dirt that you can use and what you would use them for. And some oils. And that's the end of my little book. So yeah, that's that. A few people had asked, so I thought I'd do a quick flip through. The other thing I wanted to show you is that I've been working on some new digital art for the Etsy shop, but also for the shop opening in Pershore, my friend's shop. And I've been making some prints. So these are going to be in my friend's shop. I will be doing some journals and books of shadows and ephemera using a lot of the graphics in these. So if there's anything in particular you like the look of, let me know in the comments. What sorts of things would you like? Would you like some spell cards or a book of shadows or, you know, anything like that? These will become printables to download on the Etsy eventually. And these are just a few examples, all right? There's something different. And as I said, I have been working on doing some printable digital kits with these graphics. And I'm trying to do them in different sizes. So there will be sort of A5 and A4 in the UK here. So this is A4. As you can see, if I line that up on there, you'll be able to see the size. Here in the UK, it's about 8 by 11 and a half, I think. So that's the biggest size that I normally do. I won't go any bigger than that. And then to do the A5, it would be in half. So you'd have a journal page that side and a journal page that side. So that's all I wanted to show you for today. I am hoping to start filming a little bit more, but please bear with me. As I said, I am really struggling with the fibromyalgia at the moment. I start to feel better and then I get knocked back again. So I've been spending an awful lot of time working on digital stuff because it means I don't have to be wandering around, and, you know, it's been a bit of a nightmare at the moment, but we'll get there. And I have missed speaking to you all. So that's that for today. I hope to see you in the next video. Blessings.